Yes, excellent. Thank you all for coming. It's good to see you all, people that we know, community, prisoner support. And here we are, emerging from the shattered pieces of 2020 to discuss peace. What's at its centre and how to instil it while sharing it. Specifically from, for and with prisoners. Some prisoners and ex-prisoners have extraordinary moments of reflection to instil their own peace, while others find it only in war. This is a brief commentary from lived experience on how art instills peace. And I say instill as in to be instill. The history of the word peace is first recorded in the Talmud. Shalom is one of the underlying principles of the Torah. Her ways are pleasant ways, and all her paths are shalom, peace. The Talmud explains the entire Torah is for the sake of the ways of shalom. Peace is subjective to ideals. Think back to a perfect time of peace in your life. The smells, the sounds, the factors that contributed to that moment. Peace is a sense of safety that intrinsically and within us from birth, according to our environment or provision. It is nurture and nature. Peace is knowing that your home and environment are safe and healthy for all the children and sentient beings. Peace is loving, regardless of sin, colour, religion, or politics. Peace is knowing that you do not have to sleep with one eye open, that you can be comfortable to sleep safely from predators. Peace is acceptance within your community, regardless of how it looks to other people. Peace is knowing your child's future is safe. Peace is the kingdom of heaven, bountiful in harmony, acceptance, community, and humanity, thriving to prosper through life-giving attunement and social engagement. None of these things, unfortunately, describe the initial months a prisoner goes through. Despite preconceived notions of it's meant to be punishment or they deserve it, how does someone know that they have interfered with the social order or peace if it's never been a piece of their own existence? You can't recognise peace until you know it, just like war. Having your children taken away from you because of your culture, having your house bombed because of your religion, ending up with a brain injury because of your sexual preferences, watching your family suffer. This is not peace. Shalom. Shalom is the kingdom of heaven. That is peace. It is a peace that comes from within and outwardly exhibits itself in such a calming manner that it instills peace within. It is finding that place in your mind where your body can relax enough to feel safe. It's an environmental social engagement system that interacts. Prison is not a safe environment. It interacts with itself in an organic and self-consuming affair. That the lack of peace is contagious. It gets taken back out into society with the people that have had a piece of prison. And it is misdirected back into society, backfiring into more chaos. The prison system is divided into pieces for the purpose of safe and effective management. So then how does one find that peace of themselves that provides peace in a prison that is segmented into pieces? And I quote, "The result of globalisation and rapid progress has deafened people. We do not hear each other, and this has resulted in a failure to recognise the impact of actions on environment, community, and the individual. For people drowning within a system of noise, lacking in communication skills, art may be the last communication device." Throughout history, art has been used to record events, idea formation and progression, Art is foundational historically, specifically for memory creation, communities sharing stories, building up trust, creating languages and moral boundaries. The Latin term artem means to have a practical skill for the advancement of society, which is also relational to the Latin word arma, meaning weaponry or armoury. And this is specifically true in prison. Having art skills is a good solid part of the hustle. However, when navigated in an appropriate manner and valued as a part of self-awareness, reflection, remorse, neurological growth and rehabilitation, it becomes a piece of the potential for peaceful, holistic rehabilitation. Advances in neuroscience have led therapists into the space that lies in between. The space in between the mind that moralistically disconnects and becomes socially inept. The space that contains the memories of trauma that have been laid decades earlier. The space in between war and peace. The space in between chaos and despair. The darkest moments. The Latin term for psyche means to have an animating, directing soul which occupies the space, maintaining the faculty of reason and theory of mind. Art instills peace through the down-regulation of the central nervous system that fires emotions with morals or consequence. It centres the mind through raising self-awareness in relation to the subconscious traumas guiding current actions. Yet do not believe that a world in its own entire peace would be without conflict. Conflict is a part of resolving the human condition. The human condition is never in complete peace. Is total peace in prisons honest? Not until the shattered pieces are reconstructed. A small piece is not the entire picture, yet a small piece of peace can create a larger piece of serenity. For some people, their concept of peace is not extensive. It is a small glimmer of peace or change within the communities at war, in homes at war. Our entire lives are about seeking that internal peace we hope for in our final moments. And yet too often there is still no peace in death. We wrestle with conscience and seek to find meaning internally. Peace is not external. It is not objective. Peace is within. And within the true self, the thriving, not just surviving subconscious. It is subjective, and it is only when we are collective with our subjective peace, through relationships or creative endeavours, that the kingdom of peace is acquisitioned. The truth is in the heart. Eschatology teaches us that peace does not come easily, and sometimes solitude does not bring peace. Certainly not institutional solitude. In a communal effort to reduce the steadily rising rates of recidivism, we must seek new alternative endeavours, holistic interventions that are attuned to the social complexity of needs. Peace is the ever-loving, invisible economy that God provides. When each piece of the church works as a whole, creating a restoration of peace, that forgiveness and rehabilitation that only a true peace provides, thus allowing inmates and the socially excluded to once again become a piece of society. And I'm going to finish with a quote from Michael Foucault. There is no madness except in the final instant of the work of art. The work endlessly drives madness to its limits. Where there is a work of art, there is no madness. So thank you again for attending, and please now, in light and perspective, have another look at the pieces. Thank you.